Has anyone ever told you that you should be more of a giver than a taker? So today I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why you should be a taker, and if you stay to the end, I'm gonna give you practical steps that you can use and apply to different areas in your life. If you're new to the channel, my name is Bennett Schwartz and I'm a high performance coach. I work with people both personally and professionally, so if you're looking to live a richer life, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Through our life, we're constantly told that we need to be giving to other people, and whenever we're a taker, all we're doing is we're leeching off of other people. And what we have to understand is that there are so many instances where we have to be a taker for the betterment of everybody. And that brings me to my first point. Have you ever been on an airplane and they mentioned to you that if the masks fall down because of cabin pressure, you have to put your own mask on and then put on your child's mask? You see, that was something that bothered me so much as a kid. Is my mom really gonna protect her before she protects me? And the answer is yes, of course. Because so many times people don't take care of themselves, and because they don't take care of themselves, they end up hurting the people around them. And what we have to understand is that if we could start to do the things that are going to be beneficial for us, it's going to be beneficial for them as well. And I've spoken to so many people who are so broken because they're constantly doing things for everybody else, but they're not focusing on the things that they need in order to be able to help everyone else. I one time had a student come over to me and said, "My dad is amazing. He does so much for the community. However, when it comes to our home, he really takes a back seat, and I really don't have such a great relationship with him." And you need to ask yourself a question, is that worth it? Because so many times we could put ourselves out there and we could do things for other people, but what's really happening is we're ruining the things for ourselves. And if we're constantly doing things for other people and our stress levels are through the roof because we have this certain expectation that we have to live up to, and other people might be disappointed if we don't show up, is that really the type of life that we want to be living? We have to look to make sure that we are doing well, and then we could start taking care of the people around us. And it starts with ourselves and then slowly builds out from the people who are closest to us out to the rest of the world. Because if you are not focusing on yourself, you are going to be detrimental to everybody around you, because you're not going to really be able to help everyone. I have a whole video on people pleasing, but recognizing that people pleasers do this all the time. They're constantly looking to please everybody else and not do the things that are going to be beneficial to them. They end up self-sabotaging their own selves for the sake of somebody else. And if we can start to take that ownership and start to do the things that are going to be beneficial to us, and then with the rest of whatever we got left, we can give to the other people around us, that could be a great balance. But understanding that we need to take care of ourselves first. The second thing we need to understand is that sometimes when somebody's looking to give to us, by taking, we're inherently giving to that person. For example, if somebody's extremely wealthy and money's really not a big deal to them, so to buy them an expensive gift is probably not going to make a dent. But if that person could look to take something for the other person's sake, so many times you could realize that really taking is giving. And it's one of the things that happens a lot with parents. You see, a child will come and they will do something for their parent. They will draw them a picture or they will buy them a gift. And the parent really doesn't care about the gift. But what they do care about is the child feeling good about themselves and teaching them a lesson. So if a parent can take the gift and show their appreciation to the child, that's going to really build up the child. So even though we're taking, we're giving in the process back to the person who was giving it to us. There's one time this woman who really didn't have so much money, and somebody did them a favor, and the woman really wanted to give a tip to this person, and the person knew that this person didn't really have the funds to do it and said, no, don't worry about it, it's really okay. And the woman insisted in giving over the money. The fellow thought about it for a second, and he really didn't need the money, but by him taking, it's going to be more beneficial for the woman. She's going to feel like a real person who was able to pay for a service even if she wasn't able to afford it. He ended up taking the money and he even gave it to charity, but by taking the money he ended up making her feel like a real person and was really giving by the taking. We have to realize that if people want to do things for us, sometimes by just accepting and saying thank you can be the biggest way that you can give to them. And the third and final point is really understanding what the scarcity mindset is. You see, so many times people will have opportunities to do so much, but they're just not in tune with what is really possible. They're constantly looking to give, but they're not looking to take. And there is really so much opportunity out there. And if we can start to say to ourselves, hey, you know what? There's really more to go around for everybody. We all have the ability to step into that mindset and really understand that there is so much out there. There is such abundance out there. And all we have to do is just put our foot forward and look to do more. That could be the thing that could really not just help ourselves and really grow into the world around us. So if you have the opportunity to be doing more, to be making more, the question you need to ask yourself is, should you? And yes, on the surface level, it probably doesn't really matter. It's not going to make a big deal for you. But if you could start to say, hey, you know what? If I could be making more money, which can allow me to give more charity to people who maybe can't afford it or don't have the ability, should I be doing that? And that could be your way of giving, by taking more in order to be able to give to others. So whether it's taking in order to become the best version of yourself, or taking in order to give back to somebody, or changing from a scarcity to an abundance, abundant mindset, these three areas are going to only help us become better at taking by also giving back to the other people all around us. So how do we apply this in different areas of our life? So when it comes to business, what we have to understand is that we're going to need to get feedback. And if we can start taking feedback from other people, that's going to be the thing that's only going to help us with our service or our product that we're offering to other people. When it comes to our relationships, sometimes if somebody's offering you something and you don't really need it, by accepting it with a smile, it could be the biggest form of giving back to the other person. And within our own personal development, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, whether it's emotionally or physically. And when we can start to do that, then the people around us are really going to be affected by it. Let me know in the comments what other areas in your life by you taking is going to be something that you could be giving to other people. And make sure if you liked any of this content to hit the subscribe button and watch this next video, which I really think you're gonna like.